Man, I know the game ain't over with. I'm gonna go and crank this thing up till it's not final yet, man. Go ahead and share the live. We're reacting. Auburn's winning this game. 8 seconds left. Um, Crazy tech just got called. Auburn got some additional points there. Uh, yeah, we're not quite final yet in this game. Auburn's winning by 10 points. But welcome in to the post game reaction show. Make sure y'all go ahead, like this video off the rip, share this content out there with somebody else. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do that. It's all over but the shouting right now. It should be Auburn ball. They're debating that because after the technical foul, Auburn should have the ball. But it doesn't matter. They dancing on the sideline. Man, this team, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. If I was a fan of another team and this Auburn team walked into my arena, I would hate them with everything in me, dog. With everything in me, I would hate these dudes. Chad gonna try to get him a dunking. Oh, and not waving to the crowd, Chad. Don't do that to him. Yeah, all of that practicing rushing the floor, rush y'all to the house. Um, don't let the traffic beat you. We'll holler at you. Good game overall. Auburn did not play their best. Very sloppy early in the game. But listen, man, 92 points, bro. 92 to 82. The final score here. Auburn gets the win at Ole Miss. Janai Broome barely scoring any points in the second half. Still the leading scorer in the game with 20 points on 7 of 14 shooting, 12 rebounds for another double-double. What can you say about this Auburn team that has not been said? But we're going to still say it anyway. 16 points. Welcome back, Denver Jones. 4 of 7 from 3 today. Chad Baker-Mazara with 18 points on 4 of 6 from 3. Denver also with 4 assists. Let me not slide past that, be too casual with that. Miles Kelly with 15 on 3 of 6. So Auburn on the night, 14 of 28 from 3, shooting 50% from 3, which is what allowed them to get this victory because Ole Miss went to the free throw line an ungodly 35 free throw attempts from Ole Miss in this game. They missed 9 of them, right? You lose a game by 10 points in which you miss 11 free throws, you're going to be mad at yourself if you're Ole Miss and tell yourself we should have won that game. However, I don't think that the whistle was very even in the second half of the game. I'm not going to blame referees in the game when Auburn won, but I do think the officiating was kind of terrible in the second half of that game. But shout out to the resiliency of these Tigers once again, getting the dub on the road. Big minutes from Jaheim Hudson in this game. Simo with big minutes in this game. Jahai Pettiford, kind of a shaky performance, but closed it out late with some big assists, big free throws. Hit the 3 there in the second half. Dylan Cardwell, really great defensive minutes in this game. Excellent game from Dylan Cardwell all around. And you know, another win here. 48% from the field on 30 of 62. Of their 30 made baskets, 22 of them were via assist. And this is more of the efficient Auburn team that you're used to seeing when you're having a lot of assisted baskets there. They did turn the ball over too often. 12 turnovers. I told you I thought they needed to be sub 15 to get the dub today. They get 12 turnovers on the day. Good job there. Did not dominate the boards in the way that you really wanted them to. 11 board differential is good. I still think they could have dominated a little bit more. 26 defensive, 15 offensive rebounds in this game. Again, overall, really good game for the Auburn Tigers. Again, if you are in here joining for the first time during this stream, make sure you are hitting the thumbs up on this video, share the content with somebody out there, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'll get the reactions started here. James Barnett, I'll start with you. Let's go. I keep saying they're not losing another game. I'm sticking to it. Just saying. I don't know about not losing another game, but they definitely are doing the Lord's work out there on the court. Question for from Alphaholic. Better shooter, Bryce or Miles? Oh, I don't know. Where's Virginia Double Dribble? He is the guy, the historian in here. And somebody can look this up. What is the career collegiate shooting percentage for Bryce on how many shots? I think Miles Kelly is a better overall scorer. I don't know if he's a better shooter because Bryce was when he got on a heater, bro. That jump was nasty. But let's let the stats tell a little bit of that story. But I think that again Miles Kelly is a guy I think that was going to make it to the NBA. He has a little bit better handle. He definitely has a better mid-range game. And so I think Miles is the better scorer. I don't know if he's a better shooter there. Lawrence says, let's talk about these Cardwell free throws. Let's do that, Lawrence. Let's have that conversation. Dylan Cardwell, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 2 of those in a situation where they intentionally fouled him just to put him on the line because they had run out of timeouts and he knocked both of them boys down. Dylan Cardwell, gold star, sir. You don't need nothing from me, but good job on the free throw line in a moment where Auburn absolutely needed those. Auburn shot 23 free throws themselves in this game, so there was a lot of fouls being called in this game. And Auburn shot 78% from the free throw line. Not bad overall there. But yeah, shout out to DC with 4 big free throws in here. Lee says Broom triple double. Let's see how many missed shots did he have in here. So he only missed 7 shots in this game. So no, he didn't get the triple double in this one. But he did get a solid double double in this one. So only 7 missed shots. So now we're not gonna give him the triple double on this one. Ben says, just want to thank Coach Beard for making that a double-digit win. War Eagle, Coach Beard. Yeah, the tech late is what allowed Auburn to get those additional points and the ball. So yes, thank you for putting an end to that really quickly by making a foolish mistake because you wanted a foul. Here's my thing, bro. Like, I get you want the foul calls to go in your favor, man. But if your team is getting the benefit of the whistle, just like calm down a little bit. Like y'all were getting the benefit of the whistle a lot there. So I don't know if it's a reason to get teed up at the end of that game, but it's a good way to fire your team up and make them feel like they got robbed. So maybe he's coaching for the future right there. Habersham Jim says, in the words of Al Davis, just win, baby. Yes, I'm with that. Keith Robertson says foul calls were very inconsistent. Do not disagree with that one at all. Let's see. What else we got out here? Boom, boom, boom. Riley, bedtime for him. I forgot you're in Germany, right, man? Appreciate you sticking through the game with the squad, and hopefully have a good night. See a lot of people voting Bryce Brown as the better shooter. I'm not mad at it. Props to Dylan Cardwell coming through in the clutch. Yes, indeed. Demario says, just wanted to say war damn basketball. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, Demario, for hopping in here. Byron says the Broom head rub off the flex, though. Yeah, man. Broom is I didn't hear the announcers again. If you watch the if you're a Green Name Gang and you were in here during the watch party with us, I told them I don't listen to the announcers during the game. I've got my headphones plugged into the computer so that I can capture the audio. But I don't listen to the announcers because they annoy me. But the amount of times they showed Duke on the screen was annoying for me. I was like, I get it. Duke Carolina's happening today, and that's where, y'all's big game is today. But by God, I got so tired of seeing Cooper Flag and Duke, man. Like, I don't care. Like, no, he's not the player of the year, man. Get that out of here, dog. Janai Broom is the player of the year. If they stop the season right now, if Janai Broom did not win player of the year, he was robbed. So stop this push of trying to get Cooper Flag. It ain't, that's not a thing, man. Stop it. So and I'm gonna be lenient on the overuse of the Duke stuff in this game because they're playing North Carolina and it's the huge rivalry. But however, game day was at Auburn for the Tennessee game. Any game that preceded the Auburn Tennessee game better have had 800 mentions of Auburn versus Tennessee in that game. ESPN better have done that. Now, I didn't watch those games, but if they did not have just as many lead-ins to that game of Auburn versus Tennessee, then I'm back on my y'all killing me with this Cooper flag over pushing the Duke narrative. Come on, man. Come on, son. Super chat here from Ben Bloodworth. Appreciate it. We saw flashes of Denver breaking out of his slump. Hope he's on the way back to his early season self. Appreciate the super chat. Yes, let's talk about Denver Jones. Mentioned him briefly, but 16 points in this game, 4 of 7 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 4 assists. Now, he did have 4 turnovers early in the game, and it looked like he was going to be another game where offense just wasn't coming together for him. But after they set him down early in that game and tried to, and whatever they talked to him about on the bench is like, hey, bro, this is like 3 games in a row of this. Like, are you going to come hoop or not? Denver came back in the game and started hooping, bro. The first one with the up and under floater in the lane that he made, I was like, okay, I like that, Denver. Then you get back and he hits a sidestep 3, which is, again, one that's not kind of coming in the flow of the offense. He just kind of creates that when he knocks that down. I think that's what opened him up right there. When he hit that 3, I think his confidence ignited in that moment. And then he went on to knock down 2 more threes in the game. But shout out to Denver Jones stepping up, shooting confidently, 4 assists in the game. The nice lob to Tahad in the full court. Tahad going up and getting that thing. Hey, yeah. Props to Denver Jones. Really great game in this one right here. Chad on an amazing bounce back game in this one as well, particularly second half scoring for Chad. He did a really good job of being a good offensive catalyst, especially the 3-pointers that he hit there in the second half. He started the game hitting a couple of threes. He came into the second half hitting a couple of threes. So good job by him. Let's see here. Back up here. Yeah, that glazing on Duke is unreal. I agree. Clint here says, really hope Auburn and Duke end up playing in the tournament. I don't care. Yeah, please, man. They need some. We need some get back on Duke for sure. So I would welcome that. Um, JB here says, oh, excuse me, I'm super chat first. D Left says, Ole Miss fans camped out all night just to catch a L. I love it. Hey, man, they camped out all night and then they practiced storming the court so they wouldn't hurt each other, and they lost. This is what happens when you have broken, ugly activity happening on your campus. This is what happens. Broken, ugly activity. Alphaholic coming through with the stats here. Miles, 299 threes made on 36.3% and 42.5% this year. Where's your Bryce Brown stats? Bryce shot way more threes. Did I miss the Bryce Brown statistics? All right, I'll get back to the chat here. JB says someone said a month ago, so goes Denver, so goes Auburn. They were right. I don't know if I would say Auburn goes as Denver goes. I think there is some truth to, like, the efficiency of the offense is hindered when Denver's not playing well. But I think that this team is, of course, Janai Broome is the engine, but we've said this on our lives before. I think Chad Baker Mazara might be the most important player on this team. I'm starting to like put Dylan in that conversation. Like, I feel like when Dylan Cardwell plays well, Auburn is a different basketball team because of what he can do defensively, and allow Janai to not have to be the defensive backstop all the time. It's just a good team, man. They win so many different ways. All right, here we go. Bryce Brown equals 382 made threes on 39.2. So slightly worse percentage, but more made. Shot 41% in his last season. It's close. It's close. Bryce is a volume guy, though. He gonna put them boys up. he gonna he gonna throw that shot up, my boy. Like I said, I'll take Miles Kelly as the better scorer. I think I would take Bryce Brown as the better shooter, though. Like just pure catch and shoot guy. I think Bryce Brown's probably better, but Miles is an amazing shooter. Um, all right, let's see here. What else do we got going on in this here chat? Floppy Toppy says Ike live from the pavilion, belt to ass despite playing 8 versus 5. We in this bit. Floppy Toppy in there popping in enemy territory. Get home safe, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Tell him to drive safely. You know, offer our condolences to them in their loss. Ah! Hit the eject button on all that bull y'all was talking. Let's see here. Vonnegut says, what it do? Our guards were dogs today. They found their rhythm from the outside after a couple of meh games. I do not disagree with this at all. At all. DeMario says, broke five broke. They ain't got it. Broke, five broke. They ain't got it. I'm with you. Kanye references always welcome in the chat. Let's see here. Clint says 2019 had better individuals. I feel like this team is a better as a whole. So so this is a conversation, maybe for another time for us to have, but I'll pose the question to the chat and maybe I'll get the guys to answer that on the show tomorrow. We'll put our answers. I will hold off my answers, but here is the question I have. If you're rewatching this later, put it down in the comment section. If you're live here with me, you can throw it up here in the chat. How many NBA prospects does this team have on it right now? Because you just made the statement 2019 had better players as a whole, right? Or, like better individual players. How many NBA prospects do you feel like were on that 2019 team? But more importantly, because this is the question I've thought about this, how many NBA guys are on this current roster? Not pros, because there's more guys who can play like overseas and in other developmental leagues, XYZ on this team. But how many guys do you think can be on an NBA roster from this year's Auburn team? Y'all tell me that in the chat and in the comment section. I will give my thoughts at another time, but I want to hear from you all. Let's see here. Keith Redding says Broom passed up some shots to get our guards some good looks. I think that was the key to us winning by 10. Listen, this is something I said, that is Janai Broom is the guy on this team that had allowed those guards to get a lot of those open looks because teams were just double teaming him a lot. So his ability to pass out of the double team, he had 4 assists today, is a big reason why Auburn's offense looked the way it did so long so good early in the season. When he got hurt, they had to change up the way they did things offensively. So I see a lot of 3s and 4s here. So don't just put the number, put a name with it too. Let me see. When you say 3, who are the 3? When you say 4, who are the 4? Broom, CBM, Pettiford. Broom, Kelly, CBM, Pettiford. Okay. Broom, Kelly, Pettiford, Cardwell. Okay. Lawrence says Dylan, Janai, Tahad, Kelly, and CBM will all play in the NBA. Okay. 3 and a possible from Alphaholic. I like the Spades bid whiz betting right there. Broom, Pettiford, CBM. So I think most people are saying Janai Broom should get a chance to go to the NBA. A lot of Chad Baker Mazara's in here. Surprisingly little. Okay, I'll give my thoughts at another time. CBM, Kelly needs to get better on D. Kelly, CBM, Pettiford, Broom, Janai, Cardwell, CBM, Broom, Cardwell, Pettiford, Kelly, CBM. So 5 is the most that I've seen. All right, yeah, I think I'm gonna throw that question out there to the guys tomorrow on the show. and see what we get there. D-Lev with a good point. Every time Ole Miss tried to go on a run, our guards would end it with a dagger three. Just beautiful. This is the team. Look, scoring 92 against this Ole Miss team. Let's start there. This is an Ole Miss team that had been holding people to around 64 to 65 points, and you scored 92 in their house on them. This is a juggernaut of a team in Auburn, bro. This is a team that embarrassed Bama at Bama, and you scored 92 on them at their crib. It's a good team, man. And I can still sit here and say Auburn didn't play well. You scored 92 and didn't play well. Listen, man. Listen, man. It's a good basketball team. Martin says this team reminds me of the old San Antonio Spurs with the Twin Towers and shooters around them. Now, I mean, on a very to the point of you've got two good bigs, but like David Robinson and Dylan Cardwell are definitely not the same kind of player. So yes, you got the two big guys with shooters around them. I can see why that comparison, but I wouldn't compare them to the Spurs really, just because I don't feel like I don't know that there's enough analogs, right? Like Avery Johnson was the point guard on that team. Had what you call it gotten there yet? Tony Parker, was he there with David Robinson? Yeah. Anyway, I like this team a lot. I see where you're going with that comparison though. See some debate here about whether or not Chaney is NBA level. Shout out to Trey Donaldson, been hooping lately. Michigan had an up and down year. He's had some up and down stuff, but he hit the game winner the other night. So yeah, shout out to him, man. Now let's get into everybody's favorite time, which is plus minus. Let's talk about the plus minus here for Auburn. We'll start on the minus side. The only player in the minus for Auburn in this game was Jaheim Hudson, who was a -3 on the day. I think Hudson played some good minutes out there, but he is the only player that was in the minus today. We will start at the most, or we'll start from the least going up to the most here. Miles Kelly was a +2 on the day. In his 23 minutes, he was +2. You get a +3 on the board from Chad Baker Mazzara in 29 minutes. You get a +4 from a couple of guys, Janai Broom and Chris Moore, a +4. 3 players left: Denver Jones, Dylan Cardwell, and Tahad Pettiford. Without looking it up, who had the highest plus minus? I want to see guesses right down there in the chat. I will give you 20 seconds to give me your guesses on who had the highest plus minus: Denver Jones, Tahad Pettiford, or Chaney Johnson. Oh, excuse me, I already said Chaney, or Dylan Cardwell. Highest plus minus. I will tell you this person's plus minus was a +17 on the night. +17. Give y'all a couple more seconds because of the delay here. I see a lot of Denver Jones. Cardwell's got a couple of guesses there. I will eliminate one of them there. Tied for second is Dylan Cardwell at a +8. Chaney Johnson was a +7, by the way. A lot of Denvers. Also tied for second, Denver Jones at a +8. Highest was Tahad, +17 on the day. +17. Surprising, right? Surprising. It's because of how many minutes he played. Tahad only had 25 minutes. Denver was in there for 35 minutes, which I think hurt his plus minus. But Tahad was plus 17 on the day in his 24 minutes, 9 points, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line, 3 of 7 overall, 5 assists and 3 turnovers. Denver had 4 turnovers as well, so he had more turnovers. So Tahad had more assists, less turnovers. Denver had 4 assists, 4 turnovers, which kind of neutralized itself on his plus minus stuff. Though he had 16 points, Tahad had 9 points, more assists, less turnovers in less minutes, and also a steal there for Tahad. Plus 17 for Tahad Pettiford on the day. All right. That's it. I'm gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all jumping in here. We will answer the NBA question tomorrow on the live stream. So make sure y'all tune in to the midweek report, or excuse me, the weekend tailgate tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Before you get out of here, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the content with somebody. We'll be back tomorrow with the weekend tailgate. Until the next time. Oh, shout out to Martin for the 5 gifted memberships. We appreciate that very much. But until the next time, and as always, War Eagle. Peace.